Hey, Way Better team. Welcome to part 5 of our 6-part series. For today's practice, go ahead and have 2 yoga blocks nearby. We're going to start out today in Virasana or hero pose. So the knees are going to be close together and the heels are going to be further apart. And I have a few options here. Either if you have the flexibility and mobility in the knees, you can go ahead and sit back on the ground in between the heels, but this can be pretty intense on the knees. So you may want to grab one or both of your yoga blocks, place them between the heels, and then go ahead and sit back on that. So Virasana is a really great stretch to the thighs, the ankles, the knees. Find the variation with or without the blocks that works for you, and then go ahead and close your eyes. Place your hands, palms down just above your knees, and begin to take a few slow, deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Just taking a moment to welcome ourselves to our mats, remind ourselves to let go of any judgment and any expectation, and to thank ourselves for showing up. Go ahead and take 2 more breaths here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And on our final breath, we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, and then a big exhale through the mouth, letting it all out. Great. We're going to go ahead and come onto the knees. Hips are going to stay here over the knees, and we're going to begin to walk the arms forward, coming into an extended puppy pose. So hips stay back over the knees. Arms are actively reaching forward to the front of the mat. We're stretching out the upper arms, the upper back, and the shoulders here. Go ahead and place your forehead down on the ground if you can. You can also grab a yoga block and place your forehead on that. But keep actively reaching through the fingertips and then reach the hips up and back at the same time. Let's take one more deep breath here. Inhale through the nose and exhale, soften the triceps, the armpits. And then slowly walk your arms back, coming into our tabletop position for a moment here, and then tucking the toes and sending the hips up and back, coming into our first downward facing dog. We're just going to take a few minutes here to warm up. We're going to add a little side body stretch today in our downward facing dog. So pedal the legs, keep a bend in the knees, reach the heels for the ground, push the floor away with the hands and hug the elbows in. And then go ahead and bend the right knee deeply, reach the left heel down, and then begin to swivel the hips all the way to the right. So you're going to feel this nice stretch throughout the left side of the body. Go ahead and breathe here for a couple moments. Breathing into that stretch, letting the left side of the body open up a little bit with each breath. And then slowly bring the hips and the heels back to the center. And go ahead and bend that left knee deeply, reach the right heel back and down, and begin to swivel the hips and the heels all the way to the left. So we're stretching out the right side of the body here. One more breath right here. And then return the hips and the heels back to the center. Go ahead, bend the knees, come up on the toes, and just tiptoe your feet to the front of the mat. Keep a bend in the knees, grab hold of your opposite elbows, and just rock from side to side, releasing any tension in the low back. Maybe shake your head and nod your head, releasing any tension in the neck. Nice. Release the hands. Keep a bend in the knees and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, coming into standing at the front of the mat. Go ahead and place your hands in front of the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Reconnect to the breath. Maybe set an intention for today's practice. And then blink the eyes open. We're going to go ahead and get started with our Vinyasa Yoga flow. And as you know, we add a new pose at the end of the flow for each session, and we're going to do that again today. So here we go. Inhale, arms up, feet grounding down, Tadasana. Exhale, hinging at the hips,
Coming into our forward fold, Uttanasana. Keep a nice bend in the knees here. Just take a deep breath, lengthen the spine, exhale, soften into this fold. Nice. Inhale, coming into our half forward fold. So hands can be on the shins or even higher up on the legs. Crown of the head reaching to the front of the room, tail reaching to the back. Exhale, step that right foot back. We're coming into our low lunge. Inner thighs hugging in, left ankle over that left knee. Inhale, reach that right arm up and over to the left. Take a deep breath in, feel that side body stretch on the right. And exhale, come back up. Lower that right hand down next to the left foot, either on the yoga mat or on a block. Inhale, reach that left arm up to the sky or to the back of the room. Option here to add that quad stretch and grab hold of that right foot. Inhale, sink the left hip, and exhale, twist a little deeper, gaze over that left shoulder. Nice. Return that left hand either to the ground or the yoga block. Send the hips back, coming into our runner stretch. So right hip is over that right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flex those left toes, and exhale, fold over that left leg. Taking a few moments to stretch the left hamstrings here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Nice. Inhale, come back to low lunge for a moment. Hands are on the hips or extending up. Tuck the right toes, lift that right knee coming into our high lunge. Really active legs here. Inner thighs squeezing in towards one another. Nice. Hands come down onto the blocks or the mat. Step that right foot in a few inches. Straighten that left leg and send that left hip back, coming into our pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Again, keeping both feet really grounding down. Even if the knees are bent here, that's totally fine, but we want the intention of grounding down and hugging the inner thighs in. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Grab hold of your block if you don't already have it. Place it under the right hand. Left hand comes onto the sacrum. Inhale, lengthen the spine. We're coming into our revolved triangle. Exhale, begin to twist open to the left. Left hand can extend up to the sky. But think about reaching that left hip back, reaching the crown of the head forward. Take a breath here. Squeeze the inner thighs. And lower that left hand down. Beautiful. Grab hold of both blocks, place them a few inches in front of the left foot, bend the left knee, and begin to push off of that right foot, moving into our warrior 3 prep pose. Hips are square. Right leg is really actively reaching to the back of the room, crown of the head reaching to the front of the room. Stay here or float the hands up into warrior 3. Holding it here, really active. Don't forget to breathe. Nice. Now we're moving into our warrior 2. So stepping that right foot back, opening those arms, extending them in opposite direction, bending that left knee. Left knee is directly over that left ankle. Outside edge of the right foot is grounding down. Gazes over those left fingertips, really strong warrior arms reaching in opposite direction. Beautiful. So getting ready to add our new pose on right here. We're going to take that left arm and place the elbow on that left leg just above the knee. Inhale that right arm up and over. So coming into extended side angle. This is our new pose for the day, and you can see it. It's a really seamless transition from warrior 2. So you want to feel this energy coming from the back of that right foot, which is grounding down, making its way all the way up that right leg, through the right side of the rib cage, up the right arm, and through the right fingertips, this long line of energy. And you can gaze up at those left fingertips, maybe spiral the heart open to the sky a little bit. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and lower both hands down onto the mat and step that left foot back, coming into our downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Inhale, push the floor away with the hands. Exhale, reach those hips up and back. Soften the heart, reaching it back for the thighs. One more breath here. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, gaze to the front of the mat. Exhale, either walk or jump your feet there. Inhale, lengthen the spine, half forward fold. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer pose. Well done. We're going to repeat that sequence on the other side. Here we go. Inhale, Tadasana, arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step that left foot back, coming into our low lunge. Right knee is over that right ankle. Squeeze the inner thighs, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, left arm up and over to the right. Deep breath in, soften that left hip flexor. Keep the inner thighs active. Beautiful. Left hand comes down next to that right foot. Inhale, reach that right arm up or to the back of the room. Option for that quad stretch right here. Inhale, soften the right hip. Exhale, twist a little deeper to the right. Nice. Release the foot. Take the right hand and lower it down either onto the block or the yoga mat and begin to send the hips back, coming into our runner stretch. Left hip is over that left knee. Right foot is really actively flexed. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over that right leg. Taking a couple breaths here to really warm up the right hamstring in particular, but softening any place that feels like it needs to loosen up just a little bit. Well done. Inhale, lengthen the spine, move back into that low lunge for a moment, hands on the hips or arms up to the sky. Tuck the left toes, lift that left knee, coming into our high lunge. Inner thighs really actively squeezing in. Beautiful. Lowering the hands down to the blocks or the mat, stepping that left foot in just a little bit, straightening that right leg, pulling that right hip back, moving into our pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over that right leg. Nice. Take a couple breaths here. Again, expanding with each inhale and softening and deepening with each exhale. Beautiful. From here, grab hold of your block. If it's not already under your left hand, place it there. Right hand comes onto the low back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist to the right, coming into our revolved triangle pose. Right arm can reach up for the sky, and you can gaze up to the right fingertips as well. Taking a few breaths here, just pulling that right hip back, reaching the crown of the head to the front of the room. Inner thighs hugging in. There's a lot going on here. Nice. Lower that right hand and take both blocks, placing them a few inches in front of the right foot. Bend the right knee, kick off the left foot, coming into our warrior two prep. So hands can stay on the blocks, or you can play around with your balance here, moving into the full expression with the arms either up in prayer pose or maybe out to the side. Finding your balance and just, not taking it too seriously. If you fall or topple over, that's part of the practice. That's all part of the fun. Beautiful. Bending the right knee, stepping that left foot back, moving into our warrior two. So right knee is bent, right knee is over that right ankle. Outside edge of the left foot is grounding down. Arms are really actively extending open, gaze is over the right fingertips, sink that right hip a little bit. Beautiful. Moving into our new posture, our extended side angle. So lowering that right elbow just above the right knee. Inhale, reach the left arm up and overhead. So grounding down still on the outside of that left foot, reaching the left fingertips up and over, and maybe spiraling the heart open so we can gaze up at the sky. Definitely a lot going on here. Very active pose. Nice job. We're going to lower both hands down onto the ground and step that right foot back into our downward facing dog for 3 full breaths. Again, keep a bend in the knees if that's what feels good for your practice today. But keep pushing the floor away with the hands and squeeze those elbows in. Soften the heart. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, gaze to the front of the mat. On your next exhale, walk or jump your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale to standing. Exhale, hands to prayer pose in front of the heart.
Well done. We've just completed part 5 of our 6-part series. Thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you guys for part 6, our final part of this session. But for now, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.